Hello, welcome. I'm back to talk about what I've been reading lately. I think this is working, and I didn't give it the greatest title here, more reading, but you get the idea. So I'm going to show what I've been reading on Kindle. There are some paper books, but I won't show those since I wouldn't recommend them, and that's probably not fair. Now I just picked up one today. You see it there called Mammoth. Chris Flynn. I haven't gotten very far. So let's see how far I did get previously. Reading insights. And then hopefully I'll remember to show you something I keep doing. I've been doing this for a while. Let's see what my streak is. Oh, that's pretty good. Not that it matters. But so there's a new one I picked up. And then there's a new one I started. That's on Vela, of course. And it might be somewhere else soon because I kind of want to have some illustrations with this. I think it would make some of what's going on clear because it's kind of a different sort of comic book like thing. But anyway, I'm enjoying, what is it right here? Right there. A writer's notebook. And I don't know how to make this bigger. I guess when we look back at the other screen, you'll see them bigger. I don't think that was a free one. Sometimes I get these free ones. I don't know if that's because being in Kindle Unlimited, which I re-upped for another month because I keep finding stuff I enjoy reading. And I didn't realize this, but the unlimited part is more limited than I thought. Because you can't just look at anything and have it in here to look at any time. You gotta kind of give back and take something away. So, The Bookstore Sisters is by Alice Hoffman. There's a whole backstory to why I would read Alice Hoffman, but it's good. She likes to do this thing where there's usually three people and some sort of relationship, and it's okay so far. It's a bookstore, about a bookstore. 100 very short stories. That is Kindle Unlimited, and it's going back. I just can't get into it. And then I have Dean Koontz here, even though I'm not really into that. And I'll show you why in a little bit. It's like a Kindle in motion book. I'm not sure what that adds to reading, but we'll see. So I just wanted to show that in case you haven't seen it. I think it's old, though. I don't think that's a new thing. Cherokee women. I've been enjoying that. That's a pretty good thing. I have a little background there. So, and then my book I keep working slowly on, one story per card in a tarot deck. And then Linda is, I think, in the upper 80s in terms of episodes, which is kind of a wow. It's a good read if you're looking for that cozy mystery kind of thing. Here's a book that was done by a bunch of local authors. I think I read two of them. It's okay. I think it was aimed towards Halloween this time of year. Now the next book I would not recommend. Now, it might have some good information in it, but it's done in a lazy fashion. Like they just took pictures of an actual book and made a ebook from the images. So I can't recommend that. I guess I'm supposed to take those out that I don't recommend. The Poet's Tarot, sometimes okay, but it's mostly white space. But I think that seems to be typical for poetry books. A lot of white space. The same thing with that one, although some of those were a bit better. What's it called? Fortunate Tarot Poetry. I guess I should be tapping these so you can see the name. The Poet's Tarot, a poetry collection. Let me go back real quick. The Mystic Test Book, or The Magic of the Cards. Dead End, collection of short stories. Howie in Love, a Hattie Moon mystery. It says episode 78 there, but I'm pretty sure it's like 87 or something, 86. Mine, of course, Cherokee women, and it does have a date range. And it says women, but it has the perspective of both in it. So I find it interesting. And that dude, the other family, 100 very short stories. They are short, but I just couldn't do it. The Bookstore Sisters, a short story by Hoffman. Let's see what the real name is. A Writer's Notebook, everything I wish someone had told me when I was starting out. John Scherber. That is good. But, after a while, you got to kind of stop reading these things and actually start writing something. So I'm trying. Here's an example of trying. Not a great example. Vapo and Cram. The B is silent. And then one I'm just starting, Mammoth by Flynn. That looks interesting to me so far. Where was I? I was on Mysteries of Cardology. Stefan Meyer. That is good, and this was one of the first books I think they wrote. After this one, I looked at a few, and it seems to repeat much of what is in this one. So I would say get this one and not those other ones unless there's corrections or something. I tried to get into A Beard Tangled in Dreams, the true story of Rip Van Winkle. Steve Wiley. It's okay, but, it might be a bit too fantasy for me. Flash Fiction Magazine. I finally made it to issue 2 and through it. Those are pretty good. Now, this one here has this warning about the violence in it, but compared to just about anything you watch on TV, it's pretty mild. A Time for Violence, Stories with an Edge by a bunch of people. So they like little short stories, I think. Into the Abyss, The Memoirs of a Paranormal Adventure by Travis McHenry. He has Dex, a YouTube channel, all that. I'm not so into the conspiracy theory, paranormal-like things. Not to that extent. But anyway, American Indian Stories. That's pretty good. And then I think that's it since the last one of these videos I did. But let's see. I wanted to show you a couple things. One is our friend here. I think I have to go back to home to do this. Here we go. Now you're going to... well, sorry. I thought you were going to see it. As soon as I flip. And you notice... there. You see the cover... background moves. I think there's a few other places where things move. I'm not sure if that really helps. The annoying part for me seems to be any book that does this, you have to scroll left and right instead of my normal continuous scroll, like up and down. Oh, there it was. There's something happening right there. I think that's his signature. Yeah, so I'm not really into this, but that's okay. Let's see. I think I read some of this morning. So let's go here and see if I ever so slowly highlighted something. Chapter 9. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now let's say, you can see how I highlight a lot, different colors, all that bit. But say I really, really wanted this part. Like I want to remember it, and I don't have to come back here and dig through all these books to find it. Once it's highlighted, there's this little square with an arrow shooting out the top. If I tap that, it gives me 2 ways of looking at this. Like I'm capturing the quote. It's telling me what book it came from. You can see that at the bottom there, near the tree. It says breakneck pace becomes invisible if not interrupted periodically. He's talking about pacing and writing, I think. So you can send this to yourself as this image, which is nice. But if you tap on text quote, you can also send the whole chunk of stuff to yourself so that, you have the words and you can edit it and work with it and all that kind of stuff. But say I did, it's as simple as going up here and I tap share. And then for me, I would go tap Gmail. And then I can just send it to myself. with or without a subject. So I'll just put writing. And it's a little pokey, but it gets the job done. I mean, I literally have hundreds of these I've sent to myself. And I guess one plus to that is you never go very long without getting an email. At least one from yourself. So I think that's all I wanted to show. Let me get out of this and go back to the books. So I can make a list and the notes, description. Scroll a little bit. See if I can get them lined up. There we go. So that was pretty much it for recently. Now there are a lot that I didn't want to just sit here and say bad things about constantly. So they come and they go. With unlimited, you can replace one book with another book up to some point. It's 20 or something. I'm not sure. So I think that's all I have. Black and white here with a nice orange outline and my squircle right here. So it's kind of Halloween related. And I think I'll be back either later tonight or tomorrow with a candle video for the month of October. So with that, I will say peace and enjoy and happy Halloween, if there's such a thing as a happy Halloween. Here we go.